There's this new meat replacement in the UK and apparently it tastes better than meat. So I've just got some and we're about to find out. Welcome back to my channel, Plants and Protein, all about making vegan fitness easy. And in this next video, I'm going to be reviewing this new company, which is called This. So it might get a little bit confusing when I'm talking about them, but they're basically this new UK company that's just launched a new product range, meat replacement product range here in the UK, and they sold out pretty much straight away. So I've only just managed to get my hands on them now. They're released on the 3rd of July, so a few weeks ago now, but I've just managed to get my hands on their products. So I'm going to be giving you my first-hand, honest opinion on what I think of them, how they taste, and basically just go into the company a little bit more. So if you're interested and want to find out more about them, then carry on watching. So just to give a quick lowdown on the company, it was basically founded by these two guys called Andy and Pete, where they used to be big meat eaters themselves and they actually ran their own beef burger restaurant. But after being around so much meat and consuming so much meat, they quickly realized that they should probably eat less of it. But the first problem that they came across was that they didn't really like any meat replacements out there. And for people that didn't enjoy tofu or corn, they felt like they didn't really have much of an option. So that sparked the bright idea for them to create something that satisfied everyone, where they created this, which took them around 1.5 to 2 years of fine-tuning what they call the perfect meat replacement. And if you actually go on their website, you'll be able to find a list of products, what products they sell, and you'll also be able to find a list of FAQs, which include things like what it's actually made of, how to cook it, and even where you can find it and buy it yourself. So if you want to find out more information about the company, then go on their website and check them out. But that's just a quick lowdown, so let's just get straight into the review. So I've got the chicken pieces, and I got the salt and black pepper ones. You can get the tikka masala ones as well, but I figured if I want to have a kind of accurate indication of the taste and the flavors of what normal chicken is supposed to taste like, if I can remember that properly, it was a couple years ago now, I may as well get the plainest one possible. So I get the salt and black pepper ones. I'm not going to season it. I'm going to cook it how it says on the packet. It says cook for 1 to 3 minutes. Pan fry for 1 to 3 minutes with a drop of oil on low heat, and that's literally it. So not long at all to cook these. So I'm going to give these a go and I'll see what they're saying, and then after that I'll try the bacon rashers, and it says cook for 3 to 5 minutes, so a little bit longer on these. But both of them look pretty good, man. I can't lie, they do look good. They look like actual meat. But yeah, I suppose the next thing to do now is just to try it and see what they're saying. So the first thing that I noticed about the packaging is that it's got a slick design, which is probably why it's so expensive, but it's actually made out of cardboard. So they've obviously taken the environment into consideration and people that care about the planet. It does have a little thin bit of plastic there, but I feel like that might be biodegradable plastic, as you can get that nowadays, and it doesn't really feel like normal plastic. And if you actually look on the side of the packet, they've included a little chart comparing the CO2 emissions produced of food product made per kilo of food product made, and it's got beef on there, chicken, pork, and this, their own products, and it just shows a slight comparison between the four. So for people that aren't really educated on the matter, it kind of brings a bit more awareness to them, and it's just a cool little feature to have on the side of the packet. So taking a look at the back of the packet, these chicken pieces quickly, most of the protein is coming from soy, but per 100 gram you got 22.7 grams of protein, 4 grams of fat, 8 grams of carbs, but also they've actually included a decent amount of iron and B12, so for as far as kind of meat replacements go, I'd say that's pretty good. The last thing about this packaging that I'm going to talk about is just the fact that it's got little tear marks, and it's no big deal, but it just makes it a little bit easier to get into. So straight away, I can honestly say that that did smell like chicken. Like, if you can see in there, it looks like rubbery chicken, to be fair, doesn't it? Like the actual chicken, the chicken that you can buy in like Tesco or Sainsbury's or something, like the pre-packaged one that's already cooked, it looks like that a little bit, just rubbery. But it definitely smells like chicken, man, 100%. Alright, so let's see what this is saying. It does smell like chicken, man, honestly it does, it really does. Choose a fair old amount so we can give it a proper try, fair test. Just get that oil around, you know. So if we're doing this properly, yeah, 1 to 3 minutes, yeah. I want to do it for 3 minutes just because I usually like my chicken a little bit crispy anyway. But depending on how it is, obviously I'm not going to burn it. Because it is sizzling already, this pan does get hot quick. So it's been 2 minutes, just gone 2 minutes, and they're starting to crispen up on each side, well, on the bottom side anyway. So I'm just going to give it a quick flippy. Ah. Right. So, can you see? 3 minutes. So, according to the packaging, they should be perfect. Let's get a plate quick. So, if you can see, they have crispened up nice, and they do look very chicken-like. I mean, if someone put that in front of me, I probably wouldn't be able to tell that wasn't chicken. But the real test is how it tastes. Yeah, I mean, right, first honest opinion is very, very chicken-like, but maybe it's the fact that I know that it's not chicken. Let me have another bit. Right, I feel like it's not as gristly as chicken, which makes it good because I used to hate the gristle in chicken. It's what used to put me off it. When you used to get a really gristly bit, that would put me off chicken anyway. So I feel like it's like chicken, but without that kind of gristle that it has. So it does taste better. If my chicken tastes like this, I'd love it. So, oh, but that bit, no. So that was actually chicken-like. Maybe I need to eat a bit more. See, lucky I cooked a lot of these, so I can give it a fair test. Different pieces taste different. Maybe they've done that on purpose, who knows? But that last bit that I had, it was definitely a little bit more gristly. So I'm going to go for a little smaller bit now. These bits are usually a little bit gristly, aren't they? Well, they used to be anyway. Yeah. No, it's honestly, it's really, really good. Very similar to chicken. The smell is probably the most convincing part. But when you bite into it, I mean, if I didn't know it wasn't chicken, I think it's probably like the best chicken I've ever had, just because it's just so soft and just nice, and it tastes like it, and just everything about it. Like, that's how I'd want chicken to taste. So it's probably even better, to be fair. But in terms of actually replicating the kind of whole exact way that chicken is, I'd say it's like a 9 out of 10. 9 out of 10, yeah. I wouldn't say it's a 10 out of 10. It's a 9 out of 10. But it's so similar. Like for a meat replacement, I don't think. Well, I know that there's not a better one that I've tried out there. If I was doing a blind test, I wouldn't have a clue at all. If it wasn't for the price, I probably would get them more often. The fact that you only get 190 grams per box, per little box like this. This light is horrible in this kitchen. But the fact that you only get 190 grams for £4.55 isn't the best. But yeah, they were, honestly, it was really good, and there's no real complaints in terms of taste or anything like that. So definitely a thumbs up for that one.
Moving on to the bacon rashers now, just taking a look at the back of the packet. Similar to the chicken pieces, most of the protein is coming from soy, but per 100 gram you got 24.5 grams of protein this time, only 1.2 grams of fat and 10.6 grams of carbs, again including iron and B12.
So these so they're quite small actually. If you can see them, it's literally this size. So you get 2 little portions to it. So I suppose that is probably a bit better value for money as well. And there's juice in there as well. So if you can see the juice, You probably can't really see it that well. And it's not even open yet, but I can smell the bacon already, man. And it, like the chicken, it smells exactly like it should. It smells like bacon. So I suppose the next thing that I need to do is taste it and find out what it actually tastes like.
So the first thing that I noticed when I did open these was obviously the smell. It smelled exactly like it should in terms of bacon, but when I pulled them out of the packet, as you can see now, I'm not really sure about these. They don't really look that bacon-like, if I'm honest. They kind of just look a bit rubbery and just, I don't know, they definitely don't look like bacon. But I'm willing to try them. They might turn out different when they're cooked, so we're just gonna have to wait and see.
Obviously my pan was hot already, so I'll probably cook it for a little bit less. It said on the back of the packet to cook it for 3 to 5 minutes or until crispy. So I'm just going to cook it until it's about crispy, just because that's how I used to like my bacon anyway. But it's crisping up quick, to be fair. And actually, you know what? So like, yeah, straight away, obviously it didn't look like bacon, but now it's started to crispen up a little bit. It is looking a bit more like bacon. Like when bacon's cooked anyway. So it has got better, it's improved, but we'll see. Right, so these do actually look a bit more like bacon now that they're cooked. Oh, if you can see. So they do look more like bacon now. Still a little bit on the rubbery looking side though, but they definitely smell like them. So it does look decent, man. It does look decent. Obviously the taste is what matters. No. I don't taste. No. Similar, but not as similar as the chicken. And you know what, I can't lie, I was hoping for these to just be 10-10, everything, like, I'll just have my mind blown straight away. But it's just an honest opinion, man. It's literally my first-hand opinion and honest experience on them, and they're not as kind of bacon-like as what I was expecting. There's not as much kind of smokiness. Bacon usually gives more of a kick to your taste buds. This doesn't really do that. It's more subtle. It's a lot more subtle. They're still really good, taste good, and I'd definitely eat them. And for that price, £2.95, honestly, for 10 rashers, that isn't bad at all. But in terms of actually bacon-like features, the texture isn't there. It's too rubbery for bacon. And it's not a bad texture. It's not a bad texture at all. Like, the texture is actually really good. I prefer this texture over normal bacon 100% all day. I never really used to like bacon anyway. The fat used to put me off it. So these are actually definitely better than bacon in my opinion. So I actually would go for these over bacon. But in terms of actually them being like bacon, not exactly. They are good, man. I like these. They are good. Very good. I definitely will be buying these again, 100%. If you haven't tried them yet yourself, then definitely grab some from your local Holland & Barrett, and I think if you're in London, then they serve them in restaurants around there. I'm not sure on the exact places, but you can go on their website, this.co, and you'll be able to find where they supply them. So go on there, find some, try some, and then let me know what you think, because I'd love to know. I want to know if you have a similar reaction to what I did. But either way, that's it for this video. I hope you enjoyed it, and I hope it provided some sort of value to you. And as always, I'll see you in the next one.